Deep in the heart of Mexico's Yucatán Peninsula, a massive project is underway that promises to reshape the nation's future and transform its economy. The Maya Tren, a $30 billion railway initiative, is seen as the region's best hope for economic revival. However, this ambitious venture is quickly becoming controversial, with protests erupting against it. So will this project reshape Mexico's future, or is it a fast track to irreversible destruction? Stay tuned to find out. The Tren Maya is an extensive railway network that spans approximately 1,554 kilometers and traverses 5 southeastern states: Chiapas, Tabasco, Campeche, Yucatán, and Quintana Roo. These regions are home to some of the most beautiful tourist destinations. Its primary objective is to connect major tourist attractions, archaeological sites, and local communities to boost economic growth. The construction of this railway network began in June 2020. Initially, Mexican and Chinese companies oversaw the entire project. However, in 2023, the construction contract was handed over to the Mexican military. This decision raised many eyebrows, but authorities claimed that Chinese companies were delaying construction and driving up costs, prompting the military to take charge. The Tren Maya is already operational, although certain sections are still under construction. The $30 billion project is being financed by Mexico's tourism fund, but it seems worthwhile, considering it will provide a new pathway for the country's growth. The railway connects the Riviera Maya with the urban region, and as you may know, the Riviera is famous for having some of the best white sand beaches in the world. The railway consists of 7 segments, each meticulously planned to link key locations. Segment 1 connects Palenque to Escárcega. Segment 2 links Escárcega with Calquini. Segment 3 runs from Calquini to Izamal, while Segment 4 stretches from Izamal to Cancun. Segment 5 connects Cancun to Playa del Carmen. Segment 6 links Tulum to Bacalar, and Segment 7 starts in Bacalar and ends in Escárcega. Interestingly, the Tren Maya has about 20 stations throughout Mexico, with 14 strategically positioned stops that serve both urban centers and remote areas. These stations are designed to help tourists experience the region's natural beauty and rich cultural heritage. The Tren Maya railway network can carry between 22,000 and 37,000 passengers daily. Around 40% of the network will be powered by electricity, while the remaining 60% will run on a combination of diesel and electricity. The name of this project is inspired by the ancient Mayan civilization, which thrived in the Yucatán Peninsula thousands of years ago. The Maya constructed temples, pyramids, and ancient houses that have become popular tourist attractions. This railway network effectively connects remote regions with urban areas. Previously, the only ways for tourists and locals to reach these isolated spots were by air or local transport, both of which were expensive. Now, however, they have an alternative option that is much more affordable. The Tren Maya is more than just a railway. It represents a bold vision for Mexico's future. But why is the country investing such a massive amount of money into this grand project? Well, there are several reasons. The first is the economy. The southern states of Mexico, such as Chiapas and Tabasco, have long been overshadowed by the more prosperous northern regions. The Tren Maya aims to change this by connecting the remote communities to bustling tourist hubs like Cancun and Tulum. The project is expected to create thousands of jobs, boost local businesses, and open new doors for economic development. Imagine small towns thriving, artisans selling their crafts to a global audience, and a surge in tourism, potentially lifting the entire region out of poverty. This is the vision that Tren Maya promises. The next reason why they are investing heavily in the project is tourism. We all know that the Yucatán Peninsula is home to world-famous sites like Chichen Itza and the beaches of the Riviera Maya, but there's so much more to discover. The Tren Maya will make it easier for tourists to access hidden gems, ancient Mayan ruins, and secluded areas. Transportation in the Yucatán region has been a challenge for decades, with long, bumpy bus rides and limited access to many areas. The Tren Maya is set to revolutionize this. With modern, efficient trains, the project will make traveling easier, faster, and more comfortable. It won't be limited to tourists. Even locals are using the train to visit places they've never seen before. Both the Mexican government and local communities have high hopes for this railway network. They're optimistic that it will skyrocket tourism in the region and bring 3 times the amount they've invested. And at the end of the day, it's mostly about the money. So, let's break it down. The Tren Maya project, a cornerstone of Mexico's infrastructure, has seen significant budget escalation since construction began. In 2018, the project was initially estimated to cost around $7.4 billion. However, over time, the budget has increased dramatically. By 2023, the projected cost of the railway network had risen to about $28.6 billion, with some experts suggesting that the final cost may exceed $30 billion. The main reasons for these budget increases include design changes, delays caused by COVID-19 lockdowns, rising material and labor costs, which have inflated prices significantly, and efforts to mitigate environmental impacts, all of which have contributed to the higher expenses. The Mexican military has played a significant role in the construction and future operation of the Tren Maya. In December 2020, President López Obrador ordered that the armed forces would oversee the operation of certain sections of the route, with profits intended to support military pension funds. By 2021, it was confirmed that the military would take control of the project because it could not be completed, even after almost 5 years and billions of dollars invested. But what's even more concerning is the project's environmental impact. The Yucatán Peninsula is home to diverse ecosystems, including lush jungles, sensitive wetlands, and endangered species. Critics argue that despite efforts to minimize the environmental impact, the construction and operation of the railway network could disrupt these fragile habitats. The railway could also lead to pollution, pose health risks to animals, and cause irreversible damage to the region's archaeological sites. The Yucatan region is rich in Mayan history, with archaeological sites scattered throughout the area. When the Tren Maya aims to make these sites more accessible, there are concerns that the construction could damage or even destroy undiscovered ruins. Another major concern is economic displacement. As tourists flock to the region and it becomes more accessible, property values and living costs are likely to rise. This could push out native communities, potentially leaving them in poverty. Without careful planning, this project could become a recipe for disaster. To make matters worse, many indigenous communities have voiced concerns since the project began. They've criticized the lack of consultation in the decision-making process. These communities have lived on this land for thousands of years, and the railway could drastically alter their way of life. These communities fear that the Tren Maya could become a symbol of modern progress that completely neglects the traditional ways of life of the native population. Another major concern regarding the Tren Maya railway network is the ballooning cost of its construction. There's growing talk of financial mismanagement and corruption, raising questions about whether the Tren Maya will ultimately be a boon for Mexico or a burden. Building such a massive railway network has not been easy. The project has had to overcome challenges such as navigating difficult terrains and integrating modern technology into rural infrastructure. Delays and pushed-back timelines have led to doubts about whether the railway will ever be fully completed. Fortunately, the railway network is already operational, although it's still not fully functional. If everything goes as planned, Tren Maya could revolutionize the tourist industry in Mexico. It will provide easier access to isolated, tranquil beaches and mountains, potentially turning these destinations into major tourist hotspots. The railway is designed with sustainability and mobility in mind, aiming to become a model for sustainable development. The vision for this project includes a railway that minimizes its ecological footprint while actively contributing to conservation efforts. This also involves reforestation projects, wildlife preservation, and sustainability programs. As a result, Tren Maya could become a model for other projects aiming to merge nature with technology. Furthermore, the increased accessibility to the region's isolated areas will allow people to visit Mayan sites and explore its rich cultural heritage. This could renew global interest in Mayan culture and traditions, helping to preserve them for generations to come. So, while a lot is at stake with this railway network and it's still working towards fulfilling its potential, the future of Tren Maya looks very promising. Do you think Tren Maya will revolutionize Mexico's tourism industry? Let me know in the comments. And if this $30 billion project amazed you, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more jaw-dropping innovations. Take care.